Hey, what's going on? It's Romeo. We talked a lot today about your dogs, how you ended up with them. We asked for something. You ever asked for something and got it? You never know. You just surprised. Well, you got to ask if you're going to find out, right? And then poor foods. We're talking about poor foods as well. So also we talked about a girl decided she didn't want to go to college, even though her parents had planned for it her whole life. So we got a lot to get into. Let's check it out. Let me ask you guys this about your marriages. And I really don't understand this. A friend of mine, so yesterday I was coming home from the golf course. And when I was driving home, there was this little puppy in the bushes that I saw on the side of the road. So I don't know if somebody left the dog there or it got lost or whatever it was, right? So I pull over. The little dog didn't run from me. It came right to me when I, went to get it. I threw it in my car. And I took it home. What am I going to do? Leave a little puppy there? So I took it to the house. Well, I sent out a picture to my friends. You guys all probably do this. Hey, I found this dog. Anybody want a dog? Anybody want to take it home? Another friend of mine that I sent the photo to has a couple of daughters. And he says, I'll take it. Yeah, let me come by and get it. He gets off work, come by, picks it up, goes home, right? I mean... He calls me about a half hour later and he says, "Hey man, can I bring the dog back? My wife said we can't have it." And I thought, who's your wife to tell you you can't have a dog? Who's your wife to tell you? I mean, really? I bet if your wife brought home a dog, it would be okay. But I don't understand some of the dynamics that you have with your spouse. You can't, like I have a buddy who if he's going to spend over $100, he has to tell his wife. He works, she works. I mean, the buddy that picked up the puppy they both got great jobs. They live in a great neighborhood. They have plenty of room for the dog. They have a couple little girls that are going to take care of him, the dog. I mean, it's just the logic. I don't get it. Is it that you just got a power trip? Your ego has to check your spouse once in a while? Or how does that exactly work? By the way, they kept the dog, okay? The dog's not going anywhere. The little girls, maybe the little girls convinced the mom or whatever the case may be, but the puppy is has a home now. My point though is, who is your spouse to tell you can't do something? Especially something like that. If you want to go buy something, then why can't you? I mean, it just seems absurd to me that this happened yesterday. 34254-777. Why do you do that? Why do you tell your spouse they can't do something, especially something so ridiculous like bringing home a puppy or spending more than $100 or, buying whatever you want to buy? Why? I don't get the logic behind that. Why do you do it? So a buddy of mine, I found a little puppy yesterday on my way home from the golf course. And I put it out there, all my friends. I asked if anybody wanted a dog, anybody would take care of it, looking for it. And usually you can find somebody, right? Well, a friend of mine did. And what happens is he calls me after he picks up the dog and he says, "Oh, my wife said we can't have it." And I was like, well, who's your wife to tell you? You're a grown man with a job, with a family. I mean, I don't understand the logic behind that, where your spouse gets to dictate certain things to you. I don't understand that. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, I got to tell you a funny story about my spouse. My wife comes home one day, and I had just bought a brand new TV for the living room. She told me to take it back because we didn't need it. And I thought, that's what I'm saying. What, you can't buy a TV? Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Hey, what up, Ruben?
Man, I tried to get mad at me one time because I brought these dogs home. You know what? I'll be damned if my wife didn't tell me what I could bring or cannot bring home.
Exactly.
When I pay the bill, you know what I mean? I got 6 dogs and a cat.
I'm just saying, it's just so silly that there's certain. I just don't.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I'm glad your boy kept that dog, because if not, he would have fell in that sucker category. So he did it, so I'm proud of him.
That's just crazy. I just don't get where these, and it's probably, I don't know.
Hey, but you know what? But that makes you kind of, when you said it, Ron, it kind of made me think like when you're a little kid and you show up with the dog to your parents and they're like, no, you can't keep that. And you're like, hey, I'm sorry. Can you tell your parents I can't keep the dog? My mom and dad said, you know what I mean? That's what it sounded like. It was mama talking.
Could be. I don't know. That's just crazy to me. All right, Ruben. Later, man.
All right, Ron.
I just don't get it. Because I had a guy, it was funny. Because I was playing golf with a guy, this was last year sometime, and him and his wife's credit cards, apparently, she didn't work. So she went and bought some patio furniture, and it popped up while we are playing golf. And he's like, oh my gosh, she bought patio furniture. She can't do that. I gotta take care of this. And I'm like, dude, it's Thursday at 11 a.m. You're out here playing golf instead of working. She doesn't know that. But yet you're going to tell her she can't buy something for her patio? I mean, there are a whole lot of things out there that you guys need to reevaluate that you're getting upset about, you know? Already 4254777. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Romeo, there are some things that we will never understand, but that's just the way it is. And that's one of them, what you're explaining right now.
What?
You've never heard the term a happy wife, happy life?
Literally the stupidest term I've ever heard.
You know, because
if you actually follow that policy, you're with the wrong woman.
Well, I never knew, it was the truth and tell. Let me give you an example. So if you ever wonder who runs the household, say, for instance, me and my wife are fighting, arguing, she's mad at me, and she tries to get some from me. I've never said no. I give in very quickly and be like, okay, I forget about our argument. Versus she's upset and I try to get some, I might have to wait a month.
If that's your determining factor, that you're with a pathetic woman. If that's your determining factor on life, you're a moron.
They're all like that. So unless you change your ways and make her happy, life is going to be miserable. I'm just telling you. Ask anybody that's married.
Okay. All right. I'll ask them all right now.
All right.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, by the way. And a lot of you guys feel like Raider Dave. Happy wife, happy life. Screw that. If I got to live my life like that, then what kind of life are you really living? What kind of relationship are you really in? You're married to some selfish woman who only thinks about herself? That's just ridiculous. But I know you guys are that stupid. Already 4254777. Yo, wrong about the dog. She's probably the one taking care of the dogs, not him. Maybe. I mean, I don't think so. In fact, I know that's not the case. But yeah, it's letting your spouse dictate what you can and can't do in your home is absurd to me. And I just, like Raider Dave, I actually feel sorry for Raider Dave's marriage. If he truly believes what he just told me, boy, what kind of life is that to lead? All right, this idea that your spouse can tell you no. And there's certain things, right? The extremes. But if you want to go buy a new TV, you want to go bring a dog home, and you have to ask your spouse for permission before you can do that. Well, you should not. Your spouse should not be able to tell you no when it comes to something you want to do at home. You're a grown adult. What kind of relationship are you in? Raider Dave's over here saying, happy wife, happy life. Why would a man follow that rule and be miserable? Why would you do that? Already 4254777. Hey, Rome, I want a tummy tuck. My husband said no, but yet he's getting his old truck done up. Okay, so why does he get to say no? There's another great example. If you want it, go get it. Why does he get to tell you? You guys in these marriages, you're supposed to be equals, not a parent-child relationship. So what gives him the right to tell you no? Just go do it. You know what I'm saying? RD42547. Hey, Romeo. I'm just going to start off by telling you I got 3 girlfriends. All 4 of us are really hot. We work out together. I would say we're all tense. Now, they are all married to they are all married to hot guys and have a lot of problems in their marriage. I think it's a bunch of egos. I think it's a bunch of egos battling with each other. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so they're bumping heads. Egos bumping heads. My husband's probably a 6. So my husband loves me so much because he's got a hot woman by his side. He does whatever I want. And because of that, I let him do whatever he wants. So maybe some of these people need to look at it that way, Rome. It's not about happy wife, happy life. It's about he allows me, so I allow him. Oh, yeah. If he's a 6 and you're a 10 and you still working on yourself, ain't nobody going to throw that away. Ain't no 6 throwing away a 10. All right. RD42547.
Romeo, this is coronavirus doctor again. I was hearing you on the radio, so I heard everything, so I know what you're talking about now.
Oh
but every time I go out, I like to drink. Oh, I like to drink. So my husband's always like, no, you can't always be drinking. You can't always be drinking when we go out. And I go, okay, then I won't drink when we go out. I'll just get drunk at home, and then when you drive, I'll just go with you. So that way, no, I don't have to drink when I'm out. I've already drunk.
I think the idea is publicly when you're drunk, you're a jackass, so he doesn't want you out drunk, regardless of where you get drunk at.
Because I do drink a lot at home. You know what I mean? I don't drink to drive. So that way when I know he's driving, I drink.
What are you on this morning? You're all over the place.
Starbucks coffee.
My God, all right, get out of here. Boy, she is everywhere about, oh my gosh. All right, 842-547-7. What did you send me here? Why is this not working? Now my text message stuff is not working. All right, anyway. All right, 842-547-7. Like I said, you're a grown adult, right? Your spouse should not be dictating what you do or don't do in your own home, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just, if you want to buy a new TV, then you should be able to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Romeo, I hear no sometimes. When I turn around and I hear go, and I'm on my way. Well, yeah, like if you, it's just, what kind of relationship are you really in? Seriously, what kind of relationship are you really in? What kind of marriage are you really in? If that's what's happening, where you can't do something so simple as, I don't know, find a lost puppy and bring it home. RD42547-7. Hey, Rome. Hey, I'm married and my wife heard that and said she sounds like a bee. Oh, the dog thing. For those of you that missed it or just missed what we were talking about earlier, I found a dog and I called a buddy of mine and he said he'd take it. So he took it home to his girls, his daughters, and the wife said, he called me back because his wife said he couldn't keep it. Which is, well, how do you let your wife tell you that? You're a grown man with a job and you take care of a household. You should definitely be able to bring home something if you want to. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, I was listening to you talk about bringing home the dogs. Well, check this out. About a month ago, I found a couple of bigger dogs just wandering the streets. So I grabbed them up, threw them in the backyard. My wife came home and I told her what happened. She said, oh, what are you going to do? I said, I think I'm just going to keep them as outside dogs. We have a big yard. I can build them a house. Everything will be good. My wife said, we can't do that because we have 3 inside dogs and that the 2 outside dogs would get jealous. So my wife said I had to get rid of them. Check it out, Rome. He said, oh my God, that's funny. He said, check it out, Rum. I told her no, kept the dogs. Now I have 5 inside dogs. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, why can't you have an out? If you have a nice backyard, if you can keep them, get them a nice dog house, why can't you have dogs? Dogs don't get jealous. What are you talking about? You think the outside dogs get jealous of the inside dogs? Come on, man. They're just happy. If you find two dogs running the streets, don't you think that they are better off in your backyard with a doghouse and food and shelter than they are running the streets? Who cares if they can't come into the house? I bet they don't. All right, 842-547-7. All right, what'd you send me here? Hey, Romeo, check this out. My wife believes that every dog that we've ever found was meant to live with us. She believes that every animal will find a home, and that's how life works. So we have 4 dogs. My wife found them all just on a roadside or someplace like that. Well, I mean, I don't know if I disagree with that. I kind of believe that because I got a cat. I got a couple of animals. I've had an animal that somebody found on the side of the road, brought it to the station, and ended up taking it. I ended up taking it home with me. I had a cat that came when it was a kitten just to my doorstep and didn't leave. So that lives me. So maybe you might be right about that. I mean, there might be some validity to the animal. It was meant to be, right? You guys believe that? You believe your animals, you were meant to have them?
Romeo, that is not entirely true.
What's that?
About the dogs. I have a terrier, little Chihuahua terrier that's an inside dog. She's very, very spoiled. So my wife said, oh, she's getting lonely. We need to get her a friend. So I rescued a little pit bull from the streets.
How did you rescue it from the streets? What do you mean? You found it or you...
Well, somebody sold it to my wife and told her it was a Applehead Chihuahua. And as soon as she brought it home, I knew, okay, that's a pit bull. She's like, no, it was out on the streets, and I bought it for $25. And sure enough, the dog turned into a big old pit bull.
Okay.
But she was raised by the terrier. And I built her the pit bull house outside. I try to keep her outside, but she does not want to be outside. She thinks she's a Chihuahua. She thinks she's a terrier. She wants to be inside. She's very bougie. She does not want to be outside. The terrier doesn't go outside, so the pit bull doesn't want to go outside. So now I got 2 dogs that want to jump in bed and want to act like little dogs.
But that's because you didn't leave it outside to begin with.
But I feel bad because the terrier goes by the door and kind of teases her and like puts your tail at her and lets her know that you're outside and I'm inside.
Well,
the pit bull will cry until I open the door and let her in. She's really tame. She sits down on her rug and everything, but she's a spoiled dog.
That's because you're a sucker.
I love animals, so I can't leave one of them outside and one of them inside. That's just not right.
You can, though, if you have 2. If you have 2 big dogs, they can live outside.
Yeah, she has one big dog, but she thinks she's a little dog.
Well, you can't leave one dog outside by itself. That's just mean. If you had 2 big dogs outside that you picked up today and had them a doghouse, they'd be fine.
I'm gonna try that. Maybe I'll get another big dog. I'll try it. I'll let you know how it works.
Now you can have 3 dogs. No, you gotta have. You can't put the other one outside after it already lived inside.
Yeah, because she does not like it. She'll sit by the door. The terrier will do circles by the door until I let her in.
Exactly. You can't do that now. Now you're stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. Oh, all right.
All right, Dave, later. You can't. You got to have rules from the beginning. You train your dogs. But like the guy said, the dogs don't get jealous of each other, I don't think. But if you had 2 bigger dogs that you just let them live outside, that was where they lived. You get them a doghouse, you get them whatever they need to be, to be safe and comfortable. Then they'll be fine outside, and the little dogs can live inside. The problem is, other dogs don't get jealous. It's the humans who can't handle it. Just like Raider Dave, it's too sad. Oh, to be sad if we have dogs outside and inside. You can have inside dogs and outside dogs. That's All right, 842-547-7. The better question, though, is, do you believe your animals were meant to be with you? Do you believe that? I mean, everybody's got to have a story. I have a cat. I have a story about a cat. Actually, I have 2 stories about the animals that I've had. Well, 3. One, I went to, I guess they had this dog I wanted. And so many people wanted this dog, the SPCA had said you have to come and bid on it. Well, I lost the bid for the dog. And immediately this other dog came running to me and took it home. Because it was like I was supposed to lose the bid for the dog that I wanted because this dog was coming home with me. Just like the cat, this little kitten that came to my door, sat at my door for 2 days until I finally threw it in the backyard and fed it, and now it lives in the house. So sometimes you just got to think these animals know what they're doing. They really do. RD4254-7-7. So do you guys think that your animals, you were meant to have your animals, everybody's got to have some crazy story about it, how they ended up with, a dog, a cat, or whatever, and they were just meant to be. Animals find their homes. I think animals do. I actually believe that. Somebody said that, texted that earlier. I actually believe that an animal will find the person that they're supposed to be with. RD4254-7-7, Rome. We have had 3 dogs and 2 cats, and all of them were all other people's animals they couldn't keep. And we took in, or they would have had to go to the pound. But I don't want any more. But I mean, you say that, right? You say you don't want any more. You don't want, this is the last one. How come they keep showing up? How come there's some sort of circumstance that always arises where you end up with an animal? Now, one could argue that what I'm talking about is not real. The animal didn't find you. You're just such a good person that you that's how you end. It has nothing to do with the animal. It just has to do with your personality as a good person, right? A good, loving, caring person who likes animals. I don't know. Would you text me here? Hey, Rome, when are you going to start giving out those Mac and Cheese Fest tickets? When is the Mac and Cheese Fest? That's 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. It's the 9th, May 9th. Is that right? I'm sure we'll give them out soon. Just, probably the week before. It's a couple of weeks away. Keep listening. I'm sure we'll give some away. Morning, out. What's going on?
Yo, Ron, what about all the money you spent on your dogs, too? The ones you rescued.
Jeez. When I took that cat that I ended up with, I took it to get it fixed because it was a boy. They wanted to run something on it that to pre-test it if it might get some sort of cancer or something 30 years from now or 20 years from now.
Right.
Yeah, they get you.
Oh man, my son had found this dog. It was probably like 6 months ago. Hey Dad, can you just house train it? You're good at it, and then I'll give it away. I was like, yeah. And that dog made me fall for it. And it got stuck for me. And then the bad thing was I had it for 14 years, and then she got diabetes, dude. And I would drive her to Wasco once a month.
Oh, that's terrible.
Give her a shot twice a day.
Yeah.
And then I lost her about 2 months. Dude, I cried like a baby, dude, for 3 days for
That's
that
rough, man.
dog.
That's rough. All right, Joe.
It was tough, man. But yeah, it's the money you put in it.
It is. All right, Joe.
All right.
Later, man.
Yo, Rome, we were talking about being poor yesterday.
Yeah?
What's your favorite poor food?
Mine?
You got one?
Well, oh, man. I used to eat rice and chili beans with crackers.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't bad. Or refried bean tacos. Just refried beans, and because I couldn't afford meat, so refried beans and tacos. That was
what I still eat? Flour tortilla with Miracle Whip, dude.
Ah!
Me and my buddy we were traveling, we played ball, dude, and we'd be like, come home, we wouldn't have nothing to do. And I still got that urge once in a while. I'll be watching TV. I would make me a tortilla with Miracle Whip.
You know what? I wonder why. I mean, I grew up eating flour tortillas with butter on them. And I don't know why I don't eat that no more. I haven't had one of those in probably 30 years. If
You
that.
probably have would just go back to when you were a little kid.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
All right, man.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Hey, Ruben, what up, man?
You talking about eating those flour tortillas you said with butter?
Yeah.
The way they used to give us like our set of getting a jelly sandwich, we would get a jelly flour tortilla with butter.
Oh God, that's nasty.
Yeah, like you said, bro, I haven't had that since I was a kid.
That sounds terrible. All right,
Hey,
jeez.
but it fills the belly up. You know what I mean? When you broke, you broke.
When you broke, you broke. All right.
Yeah,
You know, it's funny we were talking about eating. Gosh, when we were just broke, man. How would you eat? You know, poor foods. We used to. I'm trying to think what else I used to eat. Rice with chili beans on it. Rice was pasta. Pasta was cheap. I think we would eat pasta, by a jar of sauce and a pasta. That would go a long way. I'm trying to think what else we ate when we had no money. My favorite poor food. I don't know. You know what's funny about? I will tell you something funny though about poor food. What you eat when you were broke. Carne asada used to be rich for me. And that was when it was like 99 cents. This was 25 years ago. Now it's way expensive, but that used to be something that was like, and it was still poor back then, but it was still the poorest meat you can buy back when I was really broke. But yeah, that was a luxury for me. RD4254-7-7. What was your favorite poor food? What'd you guys eat when you were broke?
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family.
Right.
But now that I'm older as an adult, thinking back, it was like, yeah, times had to have been hard. Because I remember my mom at multiple times making us the big Swanson family meals, like the Salisbury steak or the turkey and gravy or whatever.
Yeah.
And she would make the sides with it, like mashed potatoes and toasted bread, and make like the open-faced sandwiches.
Damn.
We thought that it was just like, this expensive bomb meal, almost like, Thanksgiving, but now I'm thinking back and shoot, like, we must have been having it hard that we was all, the whole family eating the Swanson teeny dinner family meal.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Like, I had no idea, man.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Hey, thanks for calling.
Yeah, right. But
all right, 842-54-7-7. What'd you send me here? Hey, Rome. Somebody called me about something. Wait, what did somebody call me about? Where is, was it Ruben that sent me? Rome, hamburger meat with potato tacos. Hamburger meat with potato tacos. I never had that. You know that, this is kind of funny. We was broke. We didn't get hamburger meat, but we got refried bean tacos. By the way, those are delicious. I still make those today. Refried bean tacos, but that's what we ate when we were poor too. That was funny. Bread, butter, sugar, put in the bottom of the oven and toast it. Bread, butter, and sugar. Wow. All right, Rome. Chilaquiles, Rome. Favorites. Some stale tortillas, chili sauce. Now you're looking at $17 a plate. You ain't lying. I'm going to go get me some chilaquiles after work today. That's what we used to make it too. My grandmother used to make that when we had no money. Oh man, that's awesome. Funny how that works, huh? All the poor food that we ate is now a delicacy, and you got to go pay $17 to $25 a plate at a restaurant or a taco truck.
What's going on, Romeo? This is Mr. Semper Fry.
What up, brother?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fabulous, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, brother. I got a couple text messages, man, from some of my followers. They said that you gave me a shout out this morning on
Oh,
on your
yeah.
station. Talking about poor food. Shoot, man. my face was on the EBT card. You know what I mean? Let's go, baby. Those potato tacos, man. Those potato tacos hit. And then there's that famous I Wish sandwich, where you get the mayonnaise, you put it on the bread, and you slap it together, and you wish you had some meat in the middle.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny, man. That's funny.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Thanks for calling later.
All right, my brother. Have a great day, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the Semper Fry guy. The I Wish sandwich. Remember, man, bread, boy. White bread was just a staple of every poor kitchen, right? Just unbelievable. You can do a lot with some bread, man.
Hey, Romeo.
What's up?
My mom used to do the coolest struggle meals. We were a top ramen type of family.
Okay.
Every night, different flavors, because we thought, if we got the variety pack, it was cool. And we thought we was real expensive when it came in a cup.
Yeah.
Once the cup of noodle came out to our house, oh my God, we thought we was fancy. And my mom is Asian, so she'll chop up some onion and make it look like, like a real snazzy, like she did it from scratch. It was boiled water.
Oh my gosh. That's great though. That's a good mom. That's a good mom
She
though.
made it work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
I remember that top ramen. I had to live off top ramen for a while. Yeah. That little flavor packet, boy. You knew you was broke when you was but it was good. Top ramen was good. RD42547. Do you guys ever have crackers and butter? You guys ever eat that? That was another thing we had to eat when we was poor. Crackers with butter on them. Sometimes we get jelly, but not very often. All right, 842-547. Let's see what you sent me here. Hey, Rome, a burnt bologna or a hot dog weenie on the stove. Burning the fork. Oh, yeah, I had to eat hot dogs before. My poor food is Moroccan? What is that? I don't know what that is. It looks familiar, but I don't know what it is. All right, what'd you guys eat? What was your poor food? Or struggle meal. I like what she said, struggle meal. Oh, we talking about those broke foods. I like the way the other lady put it. She said those struggle meals. Back in the day or maybe now, you got to eat. You got to eat. All right, 842-547. Hey, Romeo, I love your station. I remember we used to cut a 3L soda bottle, put cereal in it, and did not have milk, so we used water. Oh, my God. I can honestly say one thing I never had to do is eat cereal with water. That is one thing I can tell you that I've never had to do. All right, 842-547. Rome, when I was younger, 14, 15, my mom would leave me home alone with nothing in the fridge. So I'd eat lettuce and lemon juice. I weighed like 90 pounds, but I ate. I want to say something about that. You look at people sometimes today, and I think this is really important. You look at some people today, and they grew up with struggle meals, right? And they come up a little bit, they get them a good job, they start making a little money, then everybody talks about, well, man, look how much weight you put on. Well, that's because you can eat now. I think there's something to that. When you grow up poor and everybody, you got no food, so you're 90 pounds, but you start making a little cheddar, and then all of a sudden you want to buy cheddar because you can't eat. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, Rome, what do you got here? Yo, Rome, some top ramen with cheese and ham or chicharrones. And if you want to be extra fancy, slap on some bread and have a sandwich. But that was usually something you do when mom wasn't there because we was using too much ingredients after that. I thought you was going to say that's what you do when company comes over. We're talking about those struggle meals, back in the day or maybe today, we ain't got a lot of money. So how are we eating? Now, what are you eating? What was your favorite? They weren't all bad, by the way. Poor foods, poor meals, struggle meals, whatever you want to call them, they weren't all bad. A lot of it was actually pretty tasty. RD42547. I just tuned in, Rome. How about Kick cereal and powdered milk? Oh, I never had that. That top ramen recipe is a prison cuisine. Okay. What about that mac and cheese? That Kraft mac and cheese, that was kind of a poor food. I don't remember us eating that. Hamburger helper without no hamburger. You remember that? Big Boy just made me think of something, and I forgot what it was that I was going to say about poor food. Hey, yo, Rome, is this topic going? Let's see. As this topic is going, I was taking my kid to school. My son, who was 14, is listening, saying, "Dad, we have all these, and they're bomb, and they're making fun of them." I told him, "You're the broke food." I told him they're the broke food. That's what you eat when you ain't got no money. He looked at me and said, "What are we broke?" I said, "No, I'm broke. You just going to enjoy being broke with me." We really ain't broke, but when we have some steak, he appreciates it much more. I told him in 10 years, when you got to stock your own food, you will understand and thank me for all these bomb expensive foods. Oh, that's great. I guess I'm confusing the kid, huh? All right, so we were talking about Raider Joe was asking about my favorite poor food, because we grew up poor. A lot of us grew up poor. Now, that doesn't mean all of us have money now. It just means that we had to live that life for a little while. Maybe we can eat a little better now, but it's not. The reason I want to say this is some guy said he's driving his kid to school, his 14-year-old, and the kid was saying that, "Dad, those are all the foods that we got," and they're making fun of it. And we're not making fun of it, because we're just saying we had to live it. And now he's trying to tell his kid, "Look, you're going to understand when you get a little older, and you got to fill that fridge, right? It costs money, and things are expensive." But we're not making fun of it. We all lived it. So, but I'm going to tell you this: there is a valid point when people say, "I grew up poor, I started making a little bit of money, and now I appreciate things a lot more," So, but I do want to say this about, I didn't mind being poor, right? Not poor where I couldn't at least eat every day, but I didn't mind not having the responsibility of a mortgage or a big car payment, or all the bills. I didn't mind. It's just a fine line, man. There's a fine line between when you make just enough money to live a simple life without much accountability to anything, to when you jump up to that next level of now you got a real job, you decide to buy a house, you decide to have a family. That changes your whole perspective. And we still struggling, even today. All right, Rome, the best food, Rome, huevos con weenies. That was a great struggle meal right there. We had refried beans on toast. Refried beans on toast. Never heard of it. Yo, Rum, I remember we could always eat tacos with cream cheese. Well, I never had that. We always had tacos with refried beans. That was always, that was taco night. That was Taco Tuesday at my house because we was poor. Refried bean tacos. They were good, man. They were good. All right, 84254-7-7. Rome, we also ate a lot shredded corn tortillas with eggs and ketchup. I never had that. What is wrong with you guys adding ketchup to eggs, by the way? God, that's disgusting. Noodles. Let's see, Rome. We had noodles and bologna. Mayo sandwiches still hits the spot sometimes. But that's the problem. That's also another issue. A lot of that food we ate when we were struggling is good. It was good. We liked it. Who doesn't like butter on crackers? If you ain't had a saltine with butter on it, boy, you better go have one today. You better make those as appetizers before dinner tonight for your kids. 84254-7-7. Ceviche de weenie. We're talking about those struggle meals, right? When you're broke, what do you eat? 84254-7-7. We might want to have the conversation also. What did you splurge on? What was a splurge for you? Like I told you, I was, carne asada used to be a splurge for me. When I was in college, I had no money. I was eating beans and rice, and that was it. But whenever I got any type of, like my grandmother sent me grandma sent me a birthday check or something like that. Yeah, that cheap flank steak asada, that was a splurge for me. RD4254-7-7. Weenies and eggs with corn tortillas. That's pretty funny. Quesadillas is a good one too. Our poor meal for us was nopales with egg burritos, and that's because my aunt had nopales and chickens in her backyard. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. What'd you send me here? Do you remember when they used to give the box of food at the food bank, and they had the silver can, pork in a can. What was in that? Oh, I don't remember that. They had the silver can that was pork in a can. No, I don't remember that. That's interesting. Hey, Romeo. Excuse me. My mom was a single parent and would make hamburger helper with what we thought as a child was hamburger meat, but now that I'm growing, it was some kind of mystery meat in a can. We knew no better. When I became a parent, hamburger helper was not made in my house. That's pretty funny. Hey, Romeo, when I first became a mom, there was time when we was on low on funds. All we had was a few hamburger patties, potatoes, and some canned corn. Made it into a fancy meal. That's what I told my kids. Now that they are all teens, that's their favorite meal. That's pretty funny. That's right. RD4254-7-7. So we're talking about struggling, right? What kind of broke meals did you have? What kind of broke food did you like? What was your favorite one? Romeo, my favorite steak and pasta hamburger patty and top ramen. Okay. I mean, that sounds like a good one. I couldn't even afford a hamburger then. A Rome, a syrup sandwich with the bread toasted at the bottom of the oven. Okay. All right. What you got here? Some of these things you guys are texting me. I don't know what they are. My poor meal, my mom would make white rice and a can of oysters or sardines. I still get a can every once in a while. Oysters and sardines? Oh. I used to make white rice and pour a can of chili beans over it and would eat it with saltine crackers. That was, I think that was probably what I ate the most. I like the best. All right, 842-547-7. I will tell you what we did, though, when we were in college and we couldn't afford to go out to eat because we were broke. And we didn't have our parents in college. In college, I didn't really have my parents there to pay for anything. I went to college. My parents still lived on the reservation, and you didn't have Bevmo, you didn't Bevmo. You didn't have Venmo, or you didn't have anything like Apple Pay. You didn't have a way to get your kids money. You had to actually mail them money. Okay, that's how that worked. Put a stamp on it and send them money. Or a bank. You could go to the bank, but but that wasn't very easy because we didn't have a lot of banks on the reservation that I banked with in college. So that was very difficult. So what we would do is we used to call Taco Bell and we would tell them we just came through the drive-thru. And you forgot our whatever we wanted to eat, right? You couldn't ask for a lot. You'd have to say, oh, you forgot my bean burrito, my taco, or you forgot my nacho, or whatever. You couldn't ask for a lot because then they get suspicious. But and they would just take your name down and say, okay, well, the next time you come back by, just we have your name down and you can get what we forgot, or if you want to come back, and we would just go down and get it. I mean, it worked for a while. After, a couple of years in, Taco Bell started to get wise and they wanted to see your receipt. But at first, when we first started doing it, they didn't care about your receipt. So, but they caught on. I guess it might have been a big scam. Maybe they figured it out. But yeah, that's how we would go out to eat when we were poor. You know, sometimes you just never know what you're going to get unless you ask for it. And I'm going to tell you, this story came out years ago, but I'm going to tell you a couple of instances that it worked with me. This story came out years ago. Some actor was going to leave his wife. And he told his wife, he goes, look, I want to have an open relationship, or I want to be a swinging. It was something like that, right? And he said, he asked her, we can have this type of relationship, or, you know, we can get divorced if you don't want to. And she said yes. So I don't know. I can't remember the actor's name. It might have been one of the guys from Scrubs. But it got me to thinking about asking for something, because it's happened to me a few times. You think you don't know what you're going to get until you ask. When during Christmas time, I had bought some shoes as a Christmas gift. Well, the shoes never showed up. Actually, what happened was somebody unlocked the box at the mailbox that the shoes were in and took them, right? And I didn't know what to do. So I thought, well, you know what? Let me just call Nike and tell them what happened. I called Nike. I ordered these shoes. They looked them up. I said, I never got them because somebody took them. And what do you think Nike was going to say? Anybody guess? The same thing everybody thought Nike was going to say when I told them I was going to do it. And Nike immediately said, don't worry about it. This is what you ordered. We'll send you a new pair right away, so you get them before Christmas and you can give them away as the gift that I bought them for. Literally like that. I bet every one of you listening right now thought, that's a stupid thing to do. You're not going to, Nike's, why would you call Nike? You know they're going to say no, that's on you. No, they didn't. But I asked. For those of you that don't know, I play a lot of golf. And there's these things called rangefinders. I don't know if you know what they look like. They're, these little handheld devices. For you guys that hunt, you'll know what a Bushnell rangefinder is. For those of you guys that hunt and gauge distances, it's just a rangefinder to tell you how far stuff is. And they're kind of expensive. Some of them are expensive. Some of them aren't. Never had one before. Walked into the golf shop at a golf course and said, hey, never had a rangefinder before. Do they work? Guy goes, yeah, they work pretty good. Why? He goes, well, I'd like to have one. And I said, anyway, you guys got an extra one? Just like that. Guy at the golf counter goes, yes, we got a ton of them. People leave them here all the time. They lose them on the golf course. They get turned in. People never come and pick them up. He goes, so here, have one. But you never know what you're going to get until you ask somebody, right? Has that ever happened to you? You ever just asked and got something you never thought would happen? RD4254777.
Hey, so that was you that got me, huh, Ro?
Got you. What'd I get you in?
Hey, you got me for my rangefinder at the river, big dog. Come on, man. Have a good one, brother.
Later, man. Oh, that's hilarious. By the way, on that, for all you golfers out there, that rangefinder, when you just asked, I've had about 8 of them. I've been to 5, 6, 7 different golf courses, few at the coast, few down south, a couple in Beggars. You just ask, hey, man, they ain't coming back for those rangefinders, and they'll give you one that they've had. Well, I don't know if they will if you ask, but for me, they have. I've given some away to friends. I've had them. Morning, what's going on?
Good, Romeo.
What's up?
I'm the queen of asking. Anytime you see Anheuser Busch vans or any little loading trucks with the stores, I always ask them, hey, you guys got free samples? And sometimes they hook it up, and sometimes they're like, oh, man, no, not today.
Well, when you see a truck delivering at the store, you can ask for a free sample?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Not like the semi truck, but like But like the monster trucks, yes. Anheuser-Busch, I've gotten like, bottle openers, I got little koozies.
Damn! I'm gonna have to try that. I had no idea. It never occurred to me to ask.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Yeah, who knew, right? Like I said, man, and just ask. You never know what you're gonna get until you ask somebody, right? And sometimes you ask nice enough, they'll hook you up. Alrighty, 42547-7. Hey, Rome, check this out. One time, I was being cute, and I came home, and I asked my wife if we could have a threesome. Now, I was just joking. My wife said, what? Oh, my wife said, oh, that would be fine. I even know somebody. I was so freaked out when she away, Rome. I still don't know to this day if she was joking with me or if she was serious. I was too afraid to follow up. So I just told her I was joking and moved on. Yeah, well, sometimes when you ask, you don't want to know the answer, right? But hey, you never know. You never know until you ask somebody. You better ask somebody.
What's up, Romeo? How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, brother. What's going on?
I just wanted to see how you're doing. Hopefully you're having a great day, and I'm just going to ask if I could have some movie tickets or something.
You know what's funny? I usually do, but I don't have any right now. I would actually give you some if I had some. I don't have any right now. Sorry, man. All right. And I give everything away. You know what's funny? One time I was down in... what was I checking out? The Gene Autry Museum or something? I was somewhere, and I wanted to go check out the LA Zoo because I had never been there before. And so this radio station, K-Earth, was I don't know what they were doing the remote. They were doing a remote somewhere, and I don't remember why they were out there, but I just rolled up and said, "Hey guys, you got any tickets for the zoo? I want to go check it out today." They're like, yeah, sure. Here you go. Would you mind taking a picture for the website or whatever? And I said, no problem. I said, yeah. So I got me some free tickets to the zoo. I went to the zoo. But yeah, you just never know, until you ask somebody. All right. 42547. But to be honest with you, I am really easy about giving stuff away. Hey, UF and Cheese fan. I'm asking if you can give me mac and cheese tickets. I don't have any. The guys here at the station, my bosses don't like me because I give everything away. I don't make you guys work for it. I don't do a whole lot. I mean, every once in a while we'll do some fun games and stuff, but I give everything away. And if I have it, I would give it to you because I don't care. But yeah, I don't have any Mac and Cheese Fest tickets. You're going to have to go buy those. RD42547-7, Bakersfield MacandCheeseFest.com.
Hey, Romeo, I hope you're having a great day.
I'm always having a great day.
It's good. You got any George Hopkins tickets?
No.
I thought you said you like to give stuff away.
Well, I can't give something I don't have.
The only time Raider Dave ever got anything from you was when I had to go bowl with a big old turkey in the rain.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Come on. What do you got? You ain't got no tickets, nothing?
I got nothing.
All right, I guess. I still hope you have a good day.
You too. Can't give you something I don't have. All right, 42547-7. What did you send me here? Hey, good morning, Romeo. I was hoping to get your advice on something. My husband and I just found out last night that our teenage daughter, who's graduating high school this year, has decided she doesn't want to go to college. We're a little upset about it. Me and my husband are both college graduates. We had been saving money for college, planning this for her since she was born. And now she came and said that she doesn't want college. She'd like to go to work. So what's the problem? What's wrong with her going to work? What is the problem about? I mean, I guess because you guys are college graduates, right? You want your kid to follow you in your footsteps, but I don't know what you're asking me. I have told you this before, And I'll tell you this again. I believe that these high school counselors, and I don't know if this has changed in high school, but when I was in high school, the counselors were, I don't want to say they were wrong, but they pushed everybody to go to college. Everybody to go to college. And there's some people that just don't succeed in college. It's not for them. Some people, there's hundreds and thousands and millions of people who are very successful in this world that never went to college. They just have a different path. But when I was in high school, it was all about college, all about college. So, what does she want to do? Help her out. You know, I don't know what to tell you. I think everybody has a different path in life. I don't think college is for everybody. And I think your daughter could be very successful without going to college. She's got to find what she wants to do, right? So I don't know if you guys are mad about it. It kind of sounds like you're a little bitter. That's why you texted me. But instead of being bitter and mad about it, you might want to just help her out and figure out how she's going to afford a life. Because that's all it really comes down to. That's all it really comes down to is how are you going to afford a life? Okay? And whatever life you want to lead, how are you going to afford it? Because you can do it with or without college, right? Because that's really what I didn't want to go to college. I was just going to go work for the state like my parents did. But I couldn't get a job with the state, so I went to college while I waited to try to get a job. And it turns out I never got the job. I got the college degrees. So it just depends, you know? I mean, what does she want? You should be more focused on helping her find what she wants to do with her life to be able to take care of herself and go from there. And it sounds like you've been saving money for her college. You know, it sounds like you got a little extra cash for her. Since you're not going to spend it on college, I mean, maybe you use it to help her out. I'm just saying. 34254-7-7. Some parents just sent me a text message talking about their daughter doesn't want to go to college, right? I guess they're college graduates. They were hoping she would go to college. They've been saving since she was born for college, for her to go to college, and she decided she doesn't want to go. They were asking me about it. I think you just support her and try to figure out how she's going to make a living, because really that's all we're doing in this world, right? Is trying to make a living and live a good life. Whether you do it with or without college doesn't really matter. There are plenty of successful people right here in Bakersfield who never went to college, right? So, already 42547-7. Hey, Romeo, I just want to agree with you about the college thing. My husband made our daughter go to college because she didn't know what she wanted to do, and that's where he went to. And that's what he did. He went to college, right? She ended up dropping out after 2 years, and how much money we wasted and how much money we still owed when she dropped out. It was ridiculous. So I don't disagree with that, but you are right. The girl needs to find out what she's going to do or how she's going to make money and survive. Yeah, but you can't know at 18, 19 when you graduate high school. 18, 19, you can't tell some kid, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. I mean, they don't know what they want to do, you know, but at least they know. If they know they don't want to go to college, then you know what? Help them out. Be on their side. Figure it out together. All right, 842-547-7. What did you send me here? Hey, yo, Rome. I didn't go to college, and I'm doing pretty well for myself. I'm a mechanic, went to a trade school. Yeah, that's still kind of a version of a college, so I get it. Yeah, college isn't for everybody. I mean, you can't force something on somebody that they don't want to do. Then it just makes it worse. Just help them figure out how they're going to make money. You'd be much better off. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, about the girl that told her parents she doesn't want to go to college. That happened to me. I was so upset that my daughter wasn't gonna go to college. I had no idea what she was gonna do. She ended up just getting a job as a cashier for a while, and then she became the manager. Now she seems to do pretty well for herself for where for the place that she works. I don't want to say anything. Then she got married and married a guy who didn't have a college education. He was actually a welder. He makes really good money. Now they have a great family. They're doing very well for themselves. They actually live in a bigger house than I do, and I'm a college graduate. So don't discount when these kids don't really know what they're doing, or maybe they have a plan that we as parents just don't understand. It worked out for my kid pretty well. She got a great husband. I got great grandkids, and they live really well right now. Well, does she still have the cashier job? What does she do? She's just a stay-at-home mom now? By the way, a stay-at-home mom can be a job. I'm just saying, could be a really good job, actually. What did you send me here? Yo, Rome, millions of kids in college didn't want to go or didn't know what to major in. Yet they graduated and have jobs that pay enough to support themselves. Now in life, we all have to do things we don't want to. The parents should have taught her that instead of allowing her to have a way out. What happens when she has a job and doesn't want to go? It would be different if the daughter already had a plan, but she doesn't, and she's starting adulthood as a quitter. No, she's not, because she never started college to begin with. She's 18 years old, I think. I'm just assuming that's her age. And when she hasn't even started, going to end up pregnant and on food stamps. Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're being a little negative for some reason about that. And I know if so many college students are doing great, why are they all in debt? Why is there such a major problem in the U.S.? They're always arguing about the debt they can't pay back. I know doctors in L.A. that have to live with their parents because they can't afford to live on their own and handle their school debt. So we have totally different experiences, by the way. And I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't agree with what you're saying. Help her find a job. Help her get it on. Nobody said the parents didn't say that she didn't want a job. The parents said she didn't want to go to college. You don't need to go to college to find a job. You don't need to go to college to be successful. You know, I have 2 college degrees, and some of my friends who didn't go to college are far more successful than I am, make far more money than I do. So you might want to reevaluate. I just think we have different experiences in life, and I don't know what yours is.
Romeo in the Morning.
Every morning.
On 94.1.